God's whisper for your soul tonight, don't ignore it. Tonight, let your heart be still for a moment. Let the noise of the world loosen its grip. Let the weight you've been carrying settle softly at your feet. Because somewhere beyond the rush of your thoughts, beneath every fear, beneath every unanswered question, there is a whisper meant for you. A whisper that does not demand your attention but gently asks for it. A whisper that comes not with thunder or fire, but with warmth, clarity, and a knowing that feels older than time itself. It is a whisper that says, "You are not forgotten. You are not wandering without purpose. You are not unloved, unseen, or unheard. You are exactly where you need to be for the story that is meant to unfold in you." Tonight, God speaks softly, not to shake your world, but to steady it. Not to overwhelm you, but to remind you that you have never once walked alone. You may have felt abandoned, confused, delayed, or discouraged, but the whisper reaching you now wants you to understand something you have struggled to accept. Every part of your journey has meaning. Every moment has been shaping you. Every quiet season has been preparing you. And so, breathe deeply. Feel the air fill your chest. Feel your shoulders loosen. Feel the truth that has been waiting at the door of your spirit. Because tonight, something shifts, not outside you, but within you. Something opens. Something softens. Something remembers. God knows how tired you are. Not just the kind of tired that sleep fixes, but the soul-level exhaustion that comes from fighting battles no one sees. From holding yourself together when you wanted to fall apart. From pretending to be strong when you were breaking inside. From giving your best even when your heart felt empty, and the whisper says, "I see you. I have seen every tear, every effort, every prayer spoken and unspoken. I have watched you stand back up after moments that should have defeated you. I have watched you give love even when wounded, forgive even when hurt, hope even when uncertain. I have watched you continue walking even when you did not know where you were going. And I am proud of you." You may not hear that often enough. You may not believe it easily. But it is true. The strength you overlook, heaven does not. The battles you think you're losing, God sees you growing through. The moments that feel like endings are often beginnings in disguise. Tonight, something in you is being healed, slowly, quietly, gently. Not through dramatic signs or sudden miracles, but through awareness, through presence, through the truth that you cannot outrun. You are guided. You are protected. You are becoming. This whisper asks you to release the belief that you must have everything figured out. Release the idea that your value depends on your success, your accomplishments, your productivity, or the approval of others. Release the pressure to rush, to compare, to force what is not ready. Instead, allow yourself to trust. Trust that the timing of your life is not a mistake. Trust that even delays carry divine intention. Trust that the things meant for you can never be stolen, never be lost, never be withheld when the moment is right. You have been fighting so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to simply receive peace, clarity, comfort, reassurance. Let yourself receive it tonight. God whispers, stop running from the quiet. I want to meet you there. Stop judging your journey. I am shaping you in ways you cannot yet see. Stop carrying everything alone. You were never meant to. Stop fearing the unknown. I am already there. The things you fear the most often carry the blessings you need the most. The places that feel uncertain are often the places where you grow. The moments that feel empty are often where grace enters. Tonight, God wants you to understand something deeply. You have not failed. You have not fallen behind. Your life is not a mess. You are becoming who you were meant to be. Every disappointment has been redirecting you. Every heartbreak has been strengthening you. Every unanswered prayer has been protecting you. Every ending has been making room for something greater. This whisper is not about religion or rules or rituals. It is about connection, pure, honest, sacred connection between your soul and the one who crafted it with care. You were made intentionally, with detail, with purpose woven into every part of you. Nothing about you is accidental. Not your voice. Not your mind. Not your dreams. Not your struggles. Not your desires, even the parts of you you wish you could hide, your vulnerability, your uncertainty, your longing, they are all part of your divine unfolding. Tonight, God whispers, you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to hope again. You are allowed to start over. You are allowed to grow beyond who you used to be. You are allowed to let go of what hurts you. You are allowed to receive what is good for you. The world has taught you to be guarded, to stay busy, to keep pushing no matter what. But heaven teaches you to pause, to breathe, to listen. Because in listening, you find guidance. In stillness, you find clarity. In surrender, you find strength. You are not weak for needing support. You are not weak for feeling lost. You are not weak for wanting comfort. You are human, and your humanity is a vessel for divine grace. Tonight, feel the presence that surrounds you, that lifts you, that steadies you. Feel the love that does not demand perfection. Feel the reassurance that does not punish you for your past. Feel the warmth that reminds you, you are held. You are safe. You are loved. And if you feel alone, know that God is closest in the moments when you feel the most distant. Silence does not mean absence. Delay does not mean denial. Confusion does not mean abandonment. Sometimes God whispers because your heart needs gentleness. Sometimes He whispers because the message is sacred. Sometimes He whispers because the world has been too loud for too long. Tonight, let the whisper reach the parts of you you rarely touch, the parts that ache, the parts that doubt, the parts that wonder if things will ever get better. Let it fill those spaces with light, with comfort, with direction. You do not need to pretend. You do not need to force positivity. You do not need to hide your pain. Healing begins where honesty lives, and the whisper says, what you seek is seeking you, too. What you desire is already making its way toward you. What you fear losing was never meant for your harm. What you think is over may only be paused. What feels broken can still become beautiful. Life is not a straight path. It is a weaving of experiences, emotions, twists, pauses, leaps, detours, each one shaping you in ways you do not recognize until much later. And even in your confusion, even in your frustration, you are being guided. God has not forgotten the promises spoken over your life. He has not overlooked your efforts. He has not ignored your prayers. He has not dismissed your tears. There are things unfolding for you that you cannot see yet, not because you are unworthy, but because they require time, alignment, and preparation. Your blessings are not delayed, they are being perfected. The whisper grows stronger. Do not give up now. Do not let fear make decisions for you. Do not close your heart to what is possible. Do not underestimate what I can do with a life that trusts me, even in the smallest way. Your breakthrough may not arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it arrives in subtle shifts, your mind becoming clearer, your heart feeling lighter, your perspective softening, your strength returning. Sometimes it arrives in the quietest moments. When you finally feel something lift, even if you cannot explain why, tonight, God wants you to know that you are entering a season where things will begin to align, not instantly, not all at once, but piece by piece, moment by moment, gently, steadily. But first, you must soften. You must listen. You must allow your heart to open again, even if slowly, because the whisper is not just a message, it is an invitation. An invitation to trust more deeply. To release what hurts. To embrace what heals. To believe that good things are still possible for you. To believe that your story is not over, and so, breathe again. Feel your soul steady. Feel peace settle like a warm blanket around your spirit. Feel the reassurance that has been trying to reach you. You are not who you were 1 year ago, 1 month ago, or even 1 week ago. You are growing even on days you feel stuck. You are healing even when you feel broken. You are changing even when it feels invisible. This whisper is your reminder. Something beautiful is forming in the unseen places of your life. Something meant for you is moving toward you. Something within you is awakening. You may not understand everything now, but you are not meant to. You are only meant to take the next step, breathe the next breath, listen to the whisper guiding you forward, and that whisper says, you are loved in ways you do not yet comprehend. You are supported in ways you do not yet see. You are becoming someone you will be proud of. So tonight, rest. Release the heaviness. Surrender the worries. Open your heart just a little more. And let the whisper stay with you long after this moment ends, because this whisper, God's whisper, is not passing. It is persistent. It is patient. It is personal. It is meant for you, right here, right now, and though it speaks softly, it carries a truth powerful enough to reshape your entire life. You are not alone. You are guided. You are held. And you are loved, deeply, endlessly, eternally. Tonight, as your soul leans closer to the quiet, let yourself feel something you often push aside, the truth that you deserve gentleness. You deserve compassion, even from yourself. You deserve a pace that nourishes rather than exhausts you. You deserve to breathe without feeling guilty for slowing down. You deserve love that doesn't make you shrink or question your worth, and God's whisper reminds you of that. Not in loud declarations, but in subtle nudges. In the way a moment of stillness suddenly feels like comfort. In the way your heart loosens when you finally pause long enough to hear your own truth. In the way clarity arrives softly when you're not trying so hard to force understanding. There is something sacred about the quiet moments you rarely give yourself. Something healing happens there. Not because you are doing anything special, but because you are finally being still enough to be reached. Still enough to receive what has always been waiting for you. Still enough to hear the whisper that says, you don't have to be strong every second. You don't have to hide your hurt. You don't have to pretend to be fine. I am here, not because you are perfect, but because you are mine. You have spent so much of your life trying to earn love, trying to be enough, trying to prove your worth, trying to make yourself acceptable, trying to avoid disappointing others. But tonight, the whisper comes to lift that weight from your shoulders. Because love, true love, divine love, does not need you to perform. It only wants you to be honest. To be open. To be willing to let yourself receive. You are not loved because you never fail. You are loved because you are human. You are loved because your heart tries even when it's bruised. You are loved because there is something rare and irreplaceable about your existence. You are loved simply because you exist. Let that sink into the places inside you that feel empty. Let it soak into the parts of you that have forgotten your own worth. Let it wrap around the wounds that you've carried in silence. You don't need to fix everything tonight. You don't need to solve every problem or understand every detour. You only need to know this: you are loved. And love is forming a way forward for you, even now. You have gone through seasons where you wondered whether you mattered at all. Nights when you questioned your place in the world. Days when everything felt heavy, and you couldn't explain why. You've had moments when you felt invisible, unheard, misunderstood. But the whisper that reaches you tonight wants to remind you, not one day of your life has been unseen. Not one tear has gone unnoticed. Not one prayer has disappeared into the void. Not one breath has been taken without the presence of something greater surrounding you. Even when you felt alone, you weren't. Even when you felt lost, you weren't forgotten. Even when you felt broken, you weren't beyond healing. Even when you felt like giving up, something in you kept going, and that something was guided. You may think survival is a small thing, but heaven sees it as sacred. Every time you made it through a day you thought would break you, light gathered around you. Every time you chose kindness when your heart hurt, something divine expanded inside you. Every time you held on to hope, even in tiny amounts, the path before you shifted. Tonight, you might not realize it, but you are standing at the edge of a personal transformation. Quiet, steady, gentle, but powerful. You are not the same person you were last year, last month, even last week. Your spirit is being stretched in ways that strengthen you. Your perspective is changing in ways that prepare you. Your heart is healing in ways that free you, and the whisper says, keep going. You are closer than you think. There is something ahead of you that will make sense of everything you've endured. There is a blessing that matches the size of your waiting. There is a purpose for every chapter you thought was pointless. Tonight is a reminder, your story is still unfolding. You haven't missed your moment. You haven't ruined your future. You haven't lost your chance. Life does not close doors without opening others. Even if you cannot see them yet. What feels like a delay is often protection. What feels like a setback is often redirection. What feels like emptiness is often preparation for fullness. You've been hard on yourself for too long. You've carried guilt for things you needed to release. You've blamed yourself for situations you couldn't control. You've tried to carry burdens that were never meant to be yours. God's whisper asks you to set them down now. Not because you are weak, but because you are worthy of peace. Worthy of rest. Worthy of a heart that breathes freely again. You may think you need to heal alone, but you don't. You may think you must pretend to be okay, but you don't. You may think you should silence your pain, but you don't. You may think you are too damaged for love, but you are not. You may think you have to earn peace, but you don't. Everything you need begins the moment you allow yourself to be honest with your soul. Tonight, let God's whisper fill the quiet with truth. You are stronger than you realize, softer than you admit, and more precious than you understand. You are not defined by what hurt you. You are defined by how your heart kept beating through it. You are not defined by the people who failed to see your worth. You are defined by the love you continue to offer in a world that sometimes feels cold. You are not defined by the moments you broke. You are defined by the way you healed, even when you didn't think you could. The whisper continues, gentle but unshakable, there is goodness ahead for you. There are people meant to love you in ways you haven't experienced yet. There are opportunities aligned with who you're becoming. There are moments ahead where you will finally exhale and say, "This is what I was waiting for." Your future is not a distant dream. It is forming underneath every decision to keep moving. It is unfolding every time you choose courage over fear. It is becoming clearer every time you listen to the quiet and follow your inner knowing. Tonight, the whisper wants you to reclaim hope, not the fragile kind, but the grounded, steady, soul-level hope that sustains you. Hope that says you will experience joy again. Hope that says you will feel whole again. Hope that says what is meant for you is not slipping away. Hope that says there is more ahead than behind. You are not too late. You are not too flawed. You are not too broken. You are not too behind. You are not too old. You are not too damaged. You are exactly right for the life that is meant to unfold for you. And so, let this whisper settle into your spirit. You are guided. You are held. You are becoming. You are loved. You don't have to understand everything tonight. You don't have to fix everything. You only need to stay open. To keep listening. To let the whisper soften you where you've gone hard, heal you where you've grown hurt, and strengthen you where you've become weary. More is coming. More peace. More healing. More alignment. More clarity. More love. More joy, and tonight is just the beginning of that unfolding.